Hey guys, so today I thought I would do a mummy scenario tag. I've been meaning to do this for a little while and I've finally got time to do it whilst Isla's asleep. Your kid is refusing to eat dinner. Do you stand ground, make them eat what you made, or make something else? I think I would do either really. I'd probably encourage them to eat as much as they can of whatever it was, but it completely depends on how they've been through the day, what else they've eaten, what meal it is, whether I definitely know they like it or not, how old they are, stuff like that. I've never forced my child to eat, you know, if they really don't want it. I know some kids obviously, you know, go through phases of being picky eaters and fussy and that, but I would always encourage them to eat as much as possible, you know, sort of bargaining with them with some things and stuff. If they completely refuse to eat what I made them, I wouldn't deliberately make something else, but I might give them a snack that's healthy, but they'd only be allowed healthy stuff. That's one rule that I always have. If they don't eat their dinner, they're not allowed, obviously, treats and stuff. They have to have, and they're not allowed pudding, they have to have something else that's healthy. That's the only case, but then that's for really older kids. Like Isla obviously isn't old enough to really do that, and if she refuses it, it's normally because she just doesn't want it or doesn't really like it, and it doesn't matter at the moment because she's still having milk, so we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it, but to be honest, neither of those options. Your kid has a meltdown at store. Nothing works to calm them. Do you leave or carry on shopping? It would take a lot, I think, for me to leave. I would have to be so stressed, like beyond compare. I'd have to have had like a terrible day or something to just completely leave. For the most part, I would carry on. Obviously, I do think there's a huge amount that you can do to try and encourage a child to get over whatever, you know, is upsetting them. So normally distraction is the main key, and I do know quite a fair amount. I know every single child and scenario is different, so it's not going to be that easy, but for the most part I think that I would probably just carry on, try and ignore the bad behaviour and make light of other things and just try and distract them really. Your kid gets too many toys for birthday. Do you make returns or save for a rainy day? I'd probably save for a rainy day. I wouldn't make returns unless I got duplicates maybe. For the most part, like, it's nice to have some toys stored away that you can rotate or get out when it's a rainy day or when they're getting bored and you just think, oh, something new will keep them distracted for a little bit longer whilst I do some tidying or something like that. I definitely think it's handy. Obviously it's quite stressful if you've got so many toys that you have nowhere to put them, which we have a little issue, and I know we're going to get more for Christmas and her birthday, so it's going to be like, but it's still nice that they have plenty of toys to play with. I'd rather have too many than not enough, so yeah. Your kid is protesting to sleep. Do you give in at 3 AM, get up and turn on movie, or continue to rock, nurse, etc. to get back to sleep? Again, it completely depends on why the child is awake. Now, if obviously like Isla, if she was teething or she was ill or something like that, I would probably, maybe, if they'd gone for so long just not sleeping and I'd tried everything, maybe I might put on some music or something soothing, something that I know that they relate with sleeping. Like we normally do some song time sometimes, or books and that before bed, so something that's still calming. I would still keep the lighting all nice and calm, and I might give her a bit of a feed if she's really that bad, but it's only if she's gone that long. I would try my hardest to rock her back to sleep and soothe her that way beforehand. I mean, when she had teething problems and she was ill, she did have a few times where she just didn't want to be put down on the cot to go to sleep at all. And she just screamed her head off until she was in a complete state. So we sat and rocked her and sang to her and soothed her, and she went to sleep. And I was a little bit worried that she might get used to it and get into a pattern, but she hasn't. So obviously if she had, I would have then had to gradually put her back to knowing to just go to sleep, but that worked fine. So I would probably soothe them as much as I can and nurse them back to sleep if I could, sort of thing. But if it got too much, I would have to give in, because I don't like to see them cry for too long. I just think it's not worth it at the end of the day. It'd be much soothing for you and the child to get on and do something that's a bit more calming than just let them scream. No, not me. You have an appointment and no babysitter. Do you bring with or reschedule? Completely depends on what type of appointment and what age they are. If they're old enough to, like Isla or older really, you know, run around and get bored really easily, then most of the time I'd probably have to reschedule, because if it's like a doctor's appointment or dentist, there's no way you can keep an eye on them and whatever else, unless it's going to be quick. But I mean, for other appointments, like we have, you know, sometimes like Liam's appointments we go with, like we take her with, but then there's two of us there, and I'm always like, I wait in the waiting room with her, and I'm always there to play with her, so that's not too much of an issue. But if it's just me, no, I'd probably reschedule. You have 20 minutes till unexpected companies arrives. Do you clean up your messy house, or just think it's okay, I've got kids? I do not like to show, you know, you probably guys have guessed that I'm not that keen on showing my house when it's messy, and at the moment it's messy quite a lot because we're decorating still and we're trying to get everything ready for Christmas. But I would probably tidy up a little bit, but I wouldn't go completely out of my way. It completely also depends on who they are. Most of my family and friends and people that would normally come over, I don't care, no offence, but they, you know, they're just like, they know me, they know I have a child and a dog that go everywhere and do anything they want basically. But for the most part my house isn't too bad, so I try and keep it maintained as much as possible, and I clean obviously daily, so it shouldn't be too bad. But I'd probably give a quick scout around sort of thing. Family, like my mum and that, I probably wouldn't care. No offence to them. Running late, only have time to do your hair or makeup, which do you choose? Makeup all the way. My hair, to be honest, I don't always do a lot of it. You probably guys have realised that by now. I just let it be, and sometimes, you know, like I might throw up or whatever if it's really bad and I'm just having a bad headache, but for the most part I mainly just do my face. I don't really like going out without makeup on, because I don't really like my face without makeup on. I'm trying to get better at it, and you know, obviously if I'm just going to like the local shops and stuff, I probably won't put as much on or at all. But if I'm going further afield, which most of the time I am, then yeah, I'd probably do my makeup. You're at a park and another kid pushes your kid. Do you intervene and correct them or find the child's parents? Again, this is completely situational. If the child accidentally pushed my child over, you know, I just be like, oh dear, get back up, you know, carry on sort of thing. It doesn't matter. Obviously if it was a bit more severe, I'd be like, oh, careful, and, you know, maybe tell them to be careful and stuff. And, you know, I'd check that definitely that Isla was alright. If they were intentionally pushing my child over, I would probably take Isla away from the situation. I probably would say, oh no, that's not nice, no pushing sort of thing. If they continued to go out of their way to push my child or follow her around, I would probably go and talk to a parent. It would have to be quite severe, I think. But for the most part I would probably just take Isla away from the situation, and yeah, maybe just a little thing. I mean, it is hard because, I mean, we used to get this obviously at work, that you have to be respectful of the fact that it's someone else's child and the way they bring them up is up to them, but at the same time you want your child to learn not to push, and that it's not okay for someone to push, and obviously you don't want them to be hurt. Obviously if it was Isla pushing them, I would completely understand if they came up and spoke to me, especially if she was doing it deliberately, which, you know, touch wood, she never will, and she'll learn, but you know, but yeah, for the most part it's completely situational, like I said. But yeah, I think that's all the questions. If you guys really like these sort of videos and you want me to do more tags, please, you know, like, subscribe, thumbs up, and comment and let me know what type of videos you would want. I do have a few others that I'd love to do in mind anyway, so I probably will do some, but if you guys have specific ones, it'd be nice to know your opinion. So yeah, thanks for watching.